everybody, and I hope you had a great holiday season regardless of your festivus occasion. I got Bird here and I'm heading out for a holiday occasion. I'm going to start drinking early, so let's get this baby underway. But today's rant is going to be all about science, with some epic snark waves tossed in, and there's going to be a bit of an Asian theme and some shit I'd like to see segment at some point, so get ready. I've been inventing things since I was a wee lass, and if it weren't for my jackass 8th grade math teacher that made me fucking hate math and totally shut that shit down after my 7th grade math teacher said that I could have been a mathematician, I'd probably be running my own lab right now. And not a meth lab, a regular lab. Let's get that straight right now. Now, given my love of science and invention, when I was little, all I really wanted for Christmas were science things. Screw the princess crap. I don't need the frickin' dolls. Give me something that I can build, or construct, or deconstruct, or look under the microscope with. I want some cool stuff, okay? I don't want stuff that's pretty much going to be useless in my adult life. I like the Barbie fashion on occasions, and I did like My Little Ponies because that shit was awesome. But give me something that I can use a little bit later in life, because sitting there and being like, oh, who's going to pick me to be the princess? For real? Like, we're going to sit there in a line full of women and just, it's not The Bachelor, okay? I'm not going to sit there and subject myself to that shit. Give me something inspirational. Why does everybody have to go and marry a prince? What if I want to do things before that? It's like they go from being just little kids to like, oh my god, let's just run off with a prince. I might want to do some stuff career-wise in the interim. Call me crazy. That's just the kind of madcap chick that I am. Now, several years back in the day, I got some really cool science stuff for Christmas. One year I got the Armitron. Remember that from back in the 80s? This little robot arm moved around, picked stuff up, moved it to a different place. Compared to today, that thing was boring as hell. But back then, it was like, I got a robot arm, bitches. I can move stuff with a robot. And that rocked. One year, I also got a microscope. Frickin' awesome. I'd wanted that thing for a long time. Now, granted, it didn't really come with a book on what to do with it. So I used to go out and smash different colored rocks and look at them under the microscope. I used to go to different various water sources, pull that thing in, try to look at things. Looked at mold, looked at other weird stuff, looked at my skin. You didn't tell me really what to document with that, so today, not a lot of that really means anything to me. But the one thing that I always really wanted then and never got was a really bitchin' chem set. I'm not talking about the sad little, like, let's make a volcano out of baking soda and vinegar. I'm talking full-blown chem set with crazy-ass chemicals and the little bottles and the tubes and shit's burning on fire. That's the thing that I wanted to see, okay? Because I wanted to know how stuff worked. So my options were to pretty much take things from the natural environment and throw that shit in water and see if it floated or sank to the bottom or maybe homogeneously mixed, or on the other side of it, I could put it in fire and see what it looked like when it burned and hope that I didn't die from some crazy caustic chemical that it let out. And then I went to a redneck high school, and they didn't really teach us a lot either. So, congrats, chemistry. You let me down. Now, I've squirreled away spare parts for years. I got tons of computer parts, I got tons of random electronics parts, I got parts for this and parts for that, because I knew at some point I was going to create my own little lab to just screw around with. Old people do that all the time. It's usually old men, you see, they got these little workshops, and they're in there tinkering away. I plan to do that at some point. My grandfather got to do it, and his father got to do it. Why the hell shouldn't I get to do it? So I've been squirreling things away. And then I got the issue of Popular Science, and enter the article about Meredith Patterson. Fucking awesome. Now, I'm not going to go into details about the article because you can pick up the magazine and read it yourself, but basically I got this thing and I was like, I remember when I wanted to do all those things when I was little, and I remember why I squirreled those things away. So I really want to get back on track with that shit, and I really wish I had a chem set when I was little. No, Santa did not give me the apology letter that I requested, but this year, Mom/Santa really upped the ante on that gift. Check it out. My mom went to antique stores and hunted for like multiple different chem sets and another microscope kit. I know it's not the grown-up version of a chem set, but for somebody who wanted a really kick-ass chem set when they were little, this thing is the shit. It's from the 50s. It contains chemicals that there's no way they'd ever let you get in a chem set today for a kid. There is little to no restriction in that book as far as what you should and shouldn't do as a child with some crazy chemicals And that's what floors me the most. You could blow your hand off with some of these things. They actually have things where they just are like, put your thumb on the top of the test tube. Why don't you just hold hydrogen gas over a flame and see if it makes a popping noise? What the fuck? There's no way that a general kid today would be able to get to do those things. This is even better than I would have gotten when I was a kid. I mean, where else are you going to get radioactive materials and the ability to make your own x-ray products in a chem set for kids? And this is just freaking fantastic. I know it's not up to date with today's science, but are you kidding? It's like nerd porn. I can't help it. It's just very exciting, and I'm quite stoked, and I'm not as bitter about Santa at this point. She's made up for it. This isn't really as much as a rant as I expected it to be, because I'm just so freaking stoked about my Christmas gift. Now, in this dedication to science, I'd also like to give a little shout out to Thomas Dolby. Remember him? He wrote that song, "Blinded Me with Science." I can't get that out of my head this week. The second I got that chem set, that's the first song that came to mind, and now I'm just running around going, "Motherfucking science!" It's a good song. It's catchy. Makes you think of the 80s. And I like the fact that it's a she, because once again, it's kudos to the ladies in science. The sad fact of the matter is that you know that there's got to be somebody out there who worked at a lab and unfortunately probably had an accident, and that really did blind them from science, and now every time they hear that song, it's traumatizing. So I feel bad for that person, but that song's fucking catchy. She blinded me with science. Who's that little girl? Echo. Would have been a lot funnier if I could get a little pair of miniature goggles for the bird and the guinea pig, but alas, I did not have time. It's holiday season. I have things to do, places to go, people to see, and alcohol to drink, so sometimes you gotta look at your priorities. Could you not sit on my head? Motherfucking science! It's catchy. I can't get that shit out of my head. I can't do it. I think today's is probably going to come out on Sunday because I got to this late. My apologies. Mea culpa, bird. It snowed today and I played with the dog outside. Say bye-bye. You wave? Oh, there's a good wave. There's a very good wave. Bye-bye. Yay. Say subscribe to our channel. We put out new videos every Saturday, or as I like to call it, Saturday. What are you doing, bird? What are you doing? Are you chilling at Mr. Beaks? You think it's funny. Sitting on my head is not funny, and it's kind of rude. But that's your MO, isn't it, bird? Just rudeness. Non-stop. Are you talking now? You want to talk to everybody? Sometimes pigs have things to say. What's that? That's why I called you Echo, because you just say stuff after I do. Say bye-bye. Bye. Bailey's asleep back there. So, it's late. We're going to let him sleep tonight. Yeah, say bye-bye for Baby.